Anthony Bass. At the same time where a lot of players were making very courageous statements against the majority, essentially, the people in power on the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, we had at the same time an apology offered. And no, it wasn't from the Dodgers about honoring an anti-Catholic group. It was from a player, Anthony Bass. He plays for the Blue Jays, and I'm going to play it. I'll play it. Here it is.
I recognized yesterday, I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine, and I am truly sorry for that. I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday. I apologized with them, and as of right now, I'm using the Blue Jays resources to better educate myself, to make better decisions moving forward. The ballpark is for everybody. We include all fans at the ballpark, and we want to welcome everybody. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Context. What he shared was a Instagram video about some reasons why you should boycott Target. And the reasons that were brought up was, well, one, they worked with a Satanist. Two, they were selling swimsuits that were encouraging like young kids to appear as a different gender. And all he did was share that. He didn't make anything and post himself. He didn't do a video of himself. And this is something that everyone of the Loopcast has been a part of. I'm no longer going to shop at Target. I've shared and highlighted many pieces of media that were good examples as to why you shouldn't do this. And what happened was the Blue Jays manager, here's a quote from the Blue Jays manager: "We're not going to pretend like this never happened. We're not going to pretend like it's the end and move on. There are definitely more steps that are going to follow." All he did was share this. And I was just looking at this and I'm like, nothing that you could possibly say or apologize is going to make these people happy. They knew what they were going to do to you as soon as you shared it, and they were going to make an example out of you. And so at least keep your dignity, right? I mean, that was the most groveling. It was just hard to even watch. I was like, man, you are a man without a chest. No, don't apologize to these people. They don't love you. They're not going to
accept your apology.
They hate you.
If only he had the courage of an Orthodox hockey player or Trevor Williams, some of these other guys, the actual, like, to me as a man, to see that guy making that statement, I'm like, it's hard to think of any hyperbole. Like, I would rather die.
Right.
I would rather die than to have to be done that. I mean, like, and you're not even in captivity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can imagine a situation where you're a prisoner of war, and they used to do this to our GIs, like in Vietnam and Korea, where they'd have to read a statement, and of course, I recall the one guy who had to read the statement. He's reading the statement. "Oh, I'm being treated so wonderfully. The Vietnamese people are so wonderful to me." And the whole time he's doing this, reading the statement, he's blinking like crazy, and everyone like. So this one guy in the Navy intelligence is like, "Did you see this video? This guy, he's like, he keeps, it looks like he's blinking." So he figured out what the heck is going on. He's he's blinking the words torture. And everyone realized, oh my gosh, in Morse code, by his blinking. And so they realized this guy was letting people know that he was being tortured, and it would change the game. We realized that the North Vietnamese were mistreating our guy. That guy, Jeremiah Denton, was a hero. He eventually got elected to the United States Senate, by the way. And it was just a great American.
Did you see Anthony Bass? Was he blinking? I wasn't.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. Let's roll the tape. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But Christians, like, that's a normal Christian opinion that I'd say most of the country feels right now. And all he was upset that Target is supporting
Satanism and tucking,
insane gender ideology and Satanism. And if you do that, you will be forced to apologize. And not only that, there's more steps. You have to be educated and learn and not want to harm people.
So this is a baseball player that's making $1 million a year, right? And if he gets fired, it's like noticeable. Like, you can't just pretend, like, because if it was somebody inside the organization, let's say some graphics designer person,
assistant
or
manager,
whatever,
right? You're like, oh.
And they could just get rid of them and you'd never see them and no one would ever hear about it. But like, if like, wait a minute, why did that baseball player for the Jays, why did he get released or cut from the team or traded? Oh, because he said something on social media. Oh my gosh, did he say something neo-Nazi? Like, no, he approved of the boycott against Bud Light. what?
Right.
Like, hey, and this is why I think actually there's an opportunity for a presidential candidate to say, we need protections against complete viewpoint discrimination. You shouldn't lose your job if you tweet in favor of a boycott against Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? And there shouldn't be, banks shouldn't be able to unbank you if you don't have the right political views. Like,
So that doesn't exist right now for,
not really.
I don't
mean,
know, in
the
Canada.
only
with the Blue Jays,
anti-discrimination stuff that we have right now is if you mistreat people on the basis of skin color or sex or orientation, that kind of stuff. That's what we have it for, which, okay, so we have it for that. But like, wait a minute now, you can just fire somebody because they tweet, you know. No, they didn't actually fire the Blue Jay guy because he read the,
He read his statement.
He read his,
right. He had his
his
education.
surrender.
which there's more to come, and they might fire him anyway. That's the thing, Erica. You always bring up.
Well, no,
my
it's harder
favorite-
for them because actually, here's the thing: the players have rights. They have a collective bargaining agreement,
Mm-hmm.
and so this is what might happen with the Dodgers: is if enough of these players say, "Hey, wait a minute now, we're asked to participate in something by playing baseball," because everyone on the Dodgers team and whoever plays the Dodgers that night are going to have to be there for this night where they honor the SPI, right? And so they're going to say, "Hold on a second, It's one thing if you say it's Pride Night and we're doing the thing, but like now you're saying I have to be a part of something that's intentionally
Blaspheming my
blasphemous."
faith. Right.
And so we might actually get, this is where the players union might have to step up, and we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think like the Anthony Bass thing here with again, just so groveling and so emasculating for someone to get up and read this. But my heart just broke because you see these statements you see that the floodgates are opening, right? That more and more Christian players are actually starting to make a stand and say, I won't take this anymore. And you're like, Anthony, you wouldn't have been alone. Like, you missed your moment here, guy. Like, you really could have said, no, this is why I retweeted that. This is why I shared that on Instagram. And instead you chose to just like put your head down. I just want to play baseball. I just want to keep going. And, but my message to Anthony Bass is, it's not too late, right? There's still, you haven't like defined your future. You can still come back and recant that apology and say, I was under pressure, but I'm actually standing up for my principles. I mean, even Joan of Arc, right? Even Joan of Arc, under pressure, she signed a thing saying, I never saw the Blessed Mother. I never saw St. Catherine. And then later on, she recanted, and now she's a great saint and martyr. So it's not too late, Anthony. If you're listening to Loopcast, which I'm sure you do faithfully every week, my message to you is come back.
I like the confidence.
That's right.
I
Well,
like
you
the
know,
confidence.
fake it till you
Yeah.
make it, right?
Bridge not burned, but you know, you got to step up here, man. It's just hard to watch.